Hey, I don't know if you are like me, but I haven't always been an eager learner when it comes to learning things from other people. I've always wanted to work it out myself, and I have to laugh at my grandchildren now. You know, you see yourself in your own children, and then doubly so in your grandchildren at times. And, you know, the little ones, when they're just so eager to learn, and you go to help them because you can see they're having trouble, and they're like, I can do it. Like, don't, you know, and they really sometimes get in such a mess, and then you end up having to rescue them anyway. And we laugh at that, but it's like as adults we grow up and think that we've learnt all we need to learn. You know, we can walk and talk and read and drive, and I think we still carry with us that whole feeling that, you know, it's okay, I can work it out. And yet we never stop learning, and there's always someone ahead of us that has done what we're wanting to do, or at least something similar, and they can give us some really good pointers. And I don't know about you, but I find when I don't understand something, I can be quite critical and dismissive of it. And I was thinking about that. Why is it that we're like that? And I think when we're afraid of something, so if you don't understand something, you can easily have a fear around it if you're not really understanding it. And I mean, even this situation we're in now, worldwide, there's a lot of things we probably don't understand, and we wish we had more information. And not having that leaves us feeling quite scared. So it can be like that with our growth in everything, you know, not just things that are way out there that sort of aren't so personal, but think about something that you've really wanted to do and you're just not stepping out. Hi Mike, how are you? Good to see you here. Where are you watching from, Mike? Just let me know where you're from. I see you pop up a lot. Oh, and Rob, hello. How are you? Just write in, say hello and where you're from, guys. Be nice to know where you're from, who I'm talking to. So I'm just talking about fear and wanting help with what we're doing. So when you think about even something that you'd like to see in your life, often we come up with excuses as to why we're not moving forward with it. But if you really keep asking why am I not doing that? Hey Jared, I know where you're from. Hello to Australia. Oh, Northern Ireland. Ah, so good to see you here, Rob. I have been to Ireland a couple of times, and Northern Ireland just last year, and I thought it was so beautiful. I'd like to do a retreat there, so we might have to stay in touch. Thank you for watching. So yeah, I'm just talking about when we grow and you look at young children learning to do things, and I've got these grandchildren that just crack me up, like they're just so determined to learn it their way. Oh, you're from Scotland? Wow, cool. There's another guy on here that's from Scotland too. You have to check out Johnny. And so when you're trying to do something, you're just so determined to do it on your own. And we can be like that as adults. Like there were things I wanted to do years ago, and I just kept squishing them down. Johnny Thornton, hello. Good to see you too. And when you've got this fear going on inside you, and as adults, we're not as quick to admit that, yeah, actually, I'm a bit scared. I don't really know how to go about this. So we just make up all these other excuses and keep putting it off. And as I was saying to a group earlier today, it's the start that stops us. Often it's just that first step towards something, and then you're off and running. And sometimes just getting some help to get over that line is all you need. And then, like I said, you are off and running. But growth, always, when we're learning something, there's always growth. And it does involve hitting a few walls at times. Again, talking back about the grandchildren when they're learning to walk. They're so gung-ho, they're so eager, but they do a few face plants along the way, but they just keep on getting up. Now, when we get older, we tend to not want to be seen to be failing or falling, certainly not hurting ourselves and having real loss involved. And so again, I think we tend to avoid it at all costs. So like a child, we need to actually be so fixed on where we're going and what we're wanting. And I really want to encourage you in this time especially, don't use outside circumstances as an excuse to shelve what it is that you're wanting to do. A lot of people are saying, oh, it's like having long service leave. You know, we can just relax, read a book, and there's a space for that. I think there's a space for grieving at the moment to sort of say, yeah, actually things have changed and it wasn't a change that we were perhaps looking for. But when you've had your rest, I think it's time to start thinking about what is this time producing in you and what is it that you're looking to become through this time. And yes, there'll be a bit of fear around that because it will involve growth. There's always a bit of stretching and pain around growth. But the danger is that we stay comfortable. And there's a quote, and I keep forgetting whose quote it is, but it says, "The lust for comfort kills the passion of the soul." So just like a child, you look at them and they're just so eager. They're just so full of life. They're just wanting to express and explore and try and grow. And they really don't care at a young age who sees them fail or fall or how many times they hurt themselves, they get back up. Now, in my view, if we've stopped doing that, then we're really on the path of decline and death. And I actually think that's where a lot of depression comes from, because people are suppressing what it is that they really would like to try. And we do it because we're scared of what people will think, what if we fail, and so we just keep shoving it all down. And that does not go well for us in the longer term. It's always going to come out physically. I know for years I did that, and eventually it did show up physically in my physical body. Now I was what you would call a healthy person, ate healthy, exercised, all of that. But eventually you can't keep shoving down what it is you really want to be doing. And get away with it anyway. It's going to show up somehow in a breakdown. So, a breakdown of your health or relationships or something. So I want you to think about what it is you're wanting to produce during this time. Really good to see you on here, Sue, as well. David, just say hi and let us know where you're from. It's good to see people from all around. We've got Rob from Scotland. That's so cool. And John, I know. John is from Australia. Adelaide, Brad, good to see you. Just let us know where you're watching from, guys. And if you've got something at this time that you're feeling like you're sitting on, morning, Brad, good to see you. Oh, Matthew, good to see you too. Another Adelaide man, I think. So, is there something you're sitting on right now? Let me see, Rob, what you're saying. People, when you walk and drive the same route every day. Yes, I like that too. So yeah, what you're saying there is true, Rob. Like, change it up a bit, guys, so that you're always learning and you're not just getting into that habitual way. If you're going to the same place, driving the same way all the time, that's really good for Alzheimer's too. They say to not, to always be using your mind. I have that, Rob, because I live between Canada and Australia. So when I'm driving in the countries, different countries on the different side of the road, I have to be really mindful, which is really good. Oh, you're in Adelaide too, Sue. Great to see you. So yeah, is there things right now that you guys are really looking to achieve and feeling like, is this the right time? We can easily use circumstances to say, it's a bit scary right now because of this or this. But you know what? It's no different now to what it was before the virus, because none of us could see the virus coming. You can't see what's coming. I was trotting merrily along my way at age 22 when my husband passed away. We'd only just started our family. And it's like, the circumstances, really, they're just like the wind that's blowing in the sails of the boat that you're steering. Your job is to work the sails so that you go in the direction you want to go. It's you with the rudder. It doesn't matter what the weather conditions are. You're steering where you want to go. And a lot of us are too scared to do it, like I said, because we're scared of failure. How will it look? But there's always growth involved. And that's where a coach comes in. Like when I'm helping my my little 3-year-old granddaughter cook. I could leave her to it, but it would be a disaster, right? She hasn't got the skills yet. But a lot of them she has got. You've just got to help a little bit. And that's what a coach does, keeps you on track. My son-in-law is a professional cyclist and he has a coach. Now, his coach doesn't tell him everything to do, but just keeps him on the track of where he's going. Someone alongside you when it gets a little bit tough and you just need a hand. Often it's just that encouragement, because people can see in you what you can't see in yourself. The fear in you is the thing that keeps us stuck in various ways. And a lot of people might not be aware of the fear up front, but if you're finding that you're doing a bit of a circling and you're just not making the move and you're finding all these reasons and excuses externally as to why it's not a good time to start with that new venture or that new idea or new habit that you want to form, I just want to encourage you to that there's always fear where there's growth. You're going to be expanding and going places you've never been before. But that's the good thing about life. You don't want to stop growing, because if you're not growing, you're dying. You certainly don't ever stay the same. Nothing that's living stays the same. Okay, so yeah, I want you to start thinking during this time, because things are different right now. There's a host of opportunity out there. So start thinking about what is this time producing in you, and don't be afraid to try a few things. Imagine if you only had a week to live. What would you regret not having tried? So put your thinking caps on and try a few different things in this time. All right, we'll chat again soon.